Imagine these patterns as the light of God. Deeper and deeper, the light of God flows through your body. Allow your body to rest within the body of God. Allow your body to rest within the body of God. Allow your mind to rest. Presence of this mystery. Allow your mind to rest in the mind of God. Allow your heart to rest in this peace. Allow your heart to rest in the heart of God. Allow your heart to rest in the heart of God. Allow your soul to rest in the soul of God. Allow your soul to rest in the soul of God. Know that your body, mind, heart, and soul rest in the peace of God. As we come out of this meditation, you may open your eyes as I count from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, resting in the peace of God. 4, 5, 6, you are well in the peace of God. 7, 8, 9, 10, you are alive and awake and will rest in the peace of God throughout your day. Namaste.
Let me start over. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. We're so glad that you're here. All the folks visiting from Moncton and around York region and Toronto area and wherever you're listening to this and watching it. We're so glad that you're here. My name is Reverend Pat Ball, and I'm going to be your facilitator for today. So, we're going to begin by dedicating this service to the Hamilton Regional Indian Center. Their vision is to create change that empowers urban Aboriginal people, and their mission is to provide these urban Aboriginal people with the tools to achieve a balanced, holistic lifestyle. We also acknowledge the land on which we stand. The city of Hamilton is situated upon the traditional territories of the Erie, the Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. This land is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the Ashinabek to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We further acknowledge that this land is covered by the Between the Lakes Purchase in 1792 between the Crown and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Today, the city of Hamilton is home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, which is what North America is known as. And we recognize that we must do more to learn about the rich history of this land so that we can better understand our roles as residents, neighbors, partners, and caretakers. Let's start with music, shall we? Come Together by Eddie Watkins, Jr.
Good morning, Mile High. Okay, now this song is interactive, and I'm going to ask you to do a few things, but it's going to make you feel real good. And the person next to you, it's going to make them feel even better. All right? Here we go. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, I bow to you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voices and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of God. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of
We are feeling so together with everyone here in the sanctuary and in our virtual sanctuary too. We're so glad that you're here. Today's speaker is Marcia Daly, the Vice President of the board here at Unity Spiritual Center. So Marcia, take it away. Will you lead us in the opening invitation?
Join with me in consciousness as we pray. And you can repeat after me. I believe life is good. God is all there is, and love is the only power. I align myself with the power within to create my best life.
And now, let's join. And now let's join Daniel Naaman as he invites us to get ready.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Thank you, Daniel. Awesome as always. Today's absolute word is non-resistance. With a loving heart, I practice non-resistance. I may not always agree with another person's opinion. During those times, I focus on the idea of non-resistance, an acceptance of what is without judgment or condemnation. Applying spiritual discernment, I acknowledge my opinion is just one viewpoint. Continuing to discern, I realize that resisting a situation I don't like or trying to change the perspective of another does not lead to peaceful solutions. Instead, I center myself in my awareness of my true nature. I recognize the truth that there is only oneness, and I shift my thinking and actions to reflect that knowing. External events and situations have no effect on the calm peace of my soul. With a loving heart, I accept what is. Through the practice of non-resistance, I learn to look for the gifts in every experience. I move through life with patience, love, and non-resistance. And now let's listen to Sue Riley, I Am the Thinker.
I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure to be here with you this morning and to do my presentation entitled, I'm Done. Have you ever declared, I'm done? Anyone? I'm done. I'm done. And why? And if you said it, did you really mean it? And did you follow through with the appropriate action to rectify the situation that brought you pain? So let's see what we're covering today. I'm done. We're looking at why did you arrive at this position to say that? The prodigal son was done too. And we can rewrite I'm done. So let's see where we go with this. So here are some things that people say I'm done too. I'm done with relatives. I'm done with friends. I'm done with coworkers who use me. I'm done being lied to. I'm done being abused. I'm done playing games. Have you ever said that one to yourself? I'm done with addictions, whatever those addictions might be. I'm done being someone I am not. I'm done lending money to those who promise to repay but don't. I'm sure we've all had that experience. How about also, I'm done running from the truth? Or I'm done looking for love in all the wrong places. So let's define what I mean by I'm done. So there are two definitions. There's the completion of a task, of an action, a task that took up a lot of your time. But it might have brought you at the end some satisfaction or fulfillment. So when you say, I'm done, that's different from wanting to be relieved of a situation or a person who's causing you pain that's making you say, I'm done. So there's a difference in the way that you would say that. When you say, I'm done, you mean, I can't do this anymore. So what sparked interest in this topic for me? And I'm going to call it The Lady Beneath My Window. So it was a Friday, I'm not sure if it was Friday night or Saturday morning because I was already in bed and I was already asleep. And if you know me, I do not like to be awakened when I'm sleeping. It has to be something super important, like a fire or a phone call. That's usually phone calls that have bad news, but it has to be really important. So when someone's beneath my window screaming at the top of their voice, having an argument with someone else, that is not a reason why I should be awake. But I was. I do not know what the argument was all about, But all I know is there was a high level of rage in the voice of this lady beneath my window. And a lot of F-bombs. Anyway, when she was done, she said, "I'm done!" And I had this intense urge within me to get out of my bed, open the curtain and say, "No, you're not!" Because there was something in the way that she said it made me think she's done this before. And maybe in the moment she felt she was done, but next Friday, who knows where she would be. So I really don't know what sparked that level of rage, but I'm going to hazard a guess it likely points to an unmet need. A need for connection, a need to be seen and heard, a need to have someone be honest with her, to be respected, to be loved, or to be valued. Any of those. Because in fact, when we say that we're done, we're actually promising ourselves that we're going to do better for ourselves. Really. How many of us have followed through in the heat of the moment? So I want to think there is a spiritual solution or a spiritual parallel to this situation. And I want to say that it's in the story of the prodigal son. And I'm going to read that story to you. And bear in mind that stories in the Bible are about us. So the story of the prodigal son can be found in Luke 15, verses 11 to 32. And I'm going to break it up into two parts. A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, "Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me." And the father divided among them his living. And not many days after, the young son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the fields to feed swine. And the prodigal son would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he said, "How many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I to perish with hunger? I will rise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me one of thy hired servants." And he arose and came to his father. At which point do you think in the story the prodigal son said, "I'm done"? Clearly at the point where he realized that even the servants of his father were better off than he was. The prodigal son is indicative of that part of us that wants what we want, when we want it, and nothing is going to stop us. Does that sound familiar? Maybe in your youth, if you're out of your youth, or if you're in your youth, you're probably experiencing that right now. The thought goes like this: if I have this car, that house, this job, that woman, this man, only then will I feel complete. But the thing that we're seeking, however, ultimately gives us only temporary satisfaction. And very soon we become disappointed when our needs are not met. From a spiritual perspective, there is always only one problem. And that is a sense of separation from the source, our Creator. Robert Russell, in his book, God Works Through You, states, when you open your consciousness to truth, you discover that in reality you have never been away from the Father's house at all. And the Father's house is referring to our consciousness, our being at one with the Father. You are merely trying to locate your good outside yourself. But there's a happy ending. And so we go to part 2 of the prodigal son. So remember, he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto the father, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, Bring forth the best robe and put it on him. Put the ring on his finger and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again, and he was lost but now found. And they began to be merry. So there's a turning point of this story. And the turning point is that action must be taken. So it wasn't enough for him to say, I'm done with this situation where I'm the one who is on the rough end of the stick, and others who are lower than me are having more than I do. The realization is too that continuing to look to others to fulfill our needs is futile. No one else is responsible for your good. And so I think of that young lady. Did she ever express the need that she wished fulfilled that may have caused her to be so frustrated? Was she making someone else responsible for her good? And since it wasn't happening, she let it all hang out. Russell says, when we return to that which is our birthright, our place of being one with the Father, we know we have immeasurable resources on which we can draw. God has given us the power to choose suffering or freedom. He continues, your problems tell you that there is an adjustment in consciousness which must be made. They indicate your need to unify your outer self with your inner self. In the words of Jesus from John chapter 5, verse 19, the Son can do nothing of himself, but the Father that dwelleth within, he doeth the work. John 14:10. So, we need to create an action plan. Once you've said, I'm done, you will remain in that state of frustration, of anger, of fury, unless you create an action plan to pull yourself up and out of wherever you are that's displeasing you right now. So I have a number of steps. Step 1 is to confess your frailties, do your lamentations, ask all the why me questions. So what do I mean by frailties and lamentations? Let it be known, I love to confess. I'm not a Catholic, although I did go to Catholic schools. And I never went to actual confession, but I learned I can confess on paper. I can say everything that's bothering me right now, how I feel to the depths of my being, which I call lamentations. I can ask all the why me questions. And then when I'm done, I know it's out of me. I've said it. If I choose, I can do it before someone, but I never choose that. And then I get quiet. Go within. Admit you are powerless to solve the situation as you are right now. But as you get quiet and you go within, you are tapping into that source. Remember we said the only problem is the separation from our Creator, this is the time to get quiet and go to the Father. Recognize that the source of all our problems is believing we are separate from God. And then head home to the Father's house. Remember, the Father's house is the state of consciousness where you know that you and the Father are one. And then the last step is to claim your 4 stakes, or stake your claim in 4 ways, whichever way you want to say it. And the claims are your claim to the mind, to the strength, to the power, and the joy of God. So claim number 1. Claim the mind of God is your mind. And when you do, you have a tremendous resource on which to draw on for the answers you seek. Claim number 2. Claim the strength of God is your strength, which means you are never acting alone. You have a powerful ally to partner with you and to guide you on the right path. Claim number 3. Claim the power of God is your power, which makes you unstoppable in making the right choices. And claim number 4, claim the joy of God is your joy. There is no room for frustration. Oh, glory. So let's rewind the scenario to the lady beneath my window, if you can. You know, sometimes you wish for a do-over. So let's see if we can work in a little do-over for her. What a difference it would have made if she had stopped for a moment at the time she got triggered, quietly acknowledged her feelings, gone within knowing her mind is the mind of God, tapped in and received guidance from the mind of God as to how to handle the situation. Recognized that her strength was the strength of God and that she did not have to solve that problem on her own. Recognized that she was all-powerful. She could have stated the needs she wished met without losing her temper, and made a quick decision in that moment as to whether it was worth her time and well-being to continue to remain in that situation, which was more painful than joyful. So let's recap. Oops. You might ask me, okay, so how am I going to do all of this when I'm in a situation where I'm in fury? I'm not going to remember all these steps. That's true. So I'm going to leave you to practice. You have to have what I want to call an SOP. In the corporate world, that means standard operating procedure. You're not going to get it in a flash if it's not a habit of yours. If you get triggered and you fly off the handle and you scream at the top of your voice and you drop a few F-bombs, right now that's your standard operating procedure. So let's get a different one. Remember the steps. Get quiet. And you do this before you're actually triggered. Get in the habit of getting quiet. Get in the habit of stopping yourself from blurting out. Get quiet. Think of all the claims you can make. I have the mind of God. Therefore, I can invoke the mind of God in this situation and ask for his guidance. I have the strength of God. I'm not on my own. I have the power of God. Where can I show that power in this situation? And I have the joy of God. There is nothing more important than that I be joyful. Practice, practice, practice. It's not only the way to get to Carnegie Hall, but it's the way for you to gain mastery of yourself. So that you're no longer working from your history, that which you used to do, your customary response, but you're acting from a position of knowing you can have a different experience. So the next time something happens and you say, I'm done, you know that you truly mean it and you will follow through with appropriate action. So I want to end with a prayer. And this prayer is taken from P. Martin Brunet from the book Master Meditations for Life, Health, and Success. It takes as a reference the Bible verse from Joshua 1:9. Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid. Neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Divine mind is the source, cause, and center of everything. This universal courage is the inner conviction and faith of my being. I will be strong and not afraid of anything, because the whole power of the universe is with me, for me, and around me. The heart and soul of infinite mind is the heart and soul of my being. God is always where I am. God is the strength of my life and my sure salvation. I am never alone, never isolated, never forgotten. I have the deep, unshakable conviction that God is all power. Divine courage fills me with strength and ability. Inexhaustible resources of spiritual courage are mine today. I have the courage of omnipotence, and I know it and use it right now. I have the courage of God. Namaste.
Let go of the shore.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marcia. That was just wonderful. The prodigal son is one of my favorite parables in the Bible. And the whole thing about these steps that you've given us to claim our mind, our strength, the power of joy, to have something to focus on other than just, oh, how miserable am I? And I'm done and not knowing what to do about it. That was just, thank you so much. So much to take away today. Well, now it's time for our offering, our conscious giving. So let's listen to Karen Drucker as she sings to us while we're getting our offering ready.
So for your offering song this morning, I wrote a little song that maybe it will help to keep those words with you all week. It goes like this. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have and all that I give and all that I receive. Can you sing that with me? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have and all that I give and all that I receive. Let's sing one more time. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have and all that I give and all that I receive. And I am blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. Yeah, I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And one more time. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, Karen. And let's repeat together our version of the giving blessing. Divine love that I am blesses all I give and all I receive. And now let's listen to Ricky Byers. Actually, it's Emilio that's going to be singing I Release.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let that Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Whoa! Thank you, Emilio. I hope you're enjoying your cruise. Remember, we are here to pray with you, that no matter what's going on in your life, that we are here to share it with you, whether it's blessings, whether it's challenges, whether you've got a lady screaming under your window, whatever it is. And so if you would like to email us your prayer at unityspiritualcenter.com or write it in the chat below, we will hold it with you, because we know that you have the mind, the strength, the power, and the joy of God. And maybe that's all you need to be reminded. So let's close now as we read the prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And now we'll close with the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Goodbye, everybody. And Reverend Ann will be here next week, and I think Emilio as well. So we'll see you next week, and remember, we love you.